Hello there, I'm Christine Franklyn, an executive wellness coach who works with busy people who want to fit healthy habits into their lives.
My name is Silvana Siskov. I'm a health coach, nutritionist, and I wrote lots of books focusing on health, weight loss, and nutrition. And today we are going to talk about the grocery list and give you some ideas what you should include on your list when you do your food shopping. So, how about you, Christine? What do you always buy when you do your shopping, food
Well,
shopping?
I shop first of all at farmers markets for
Uh-huh.
fresh fruits and vegetables. That's my
Mhm.
preference. I know not everyone might be able to get to a farmer's market, but if you can, I highly recommend it because you know where your produce is coming from. And the ones I buy from are organic farmers. So I trust their farming practices. I know all about their farming practices. I've gone to some of their farms. So I feel very comfortable knowing that I'm getting food that hasn't been grown with pesticides. And I use so many fruits and vegetables that it's good to get a good supply from the farmer's market once a week. And so that's the first tip, which is not exactly like going to the grocery store, but it's just something to
Mhm.
keep in mind. And similarly, if you go to the grocery store, again, fresh fruits and vegetables, I recommend being at the top of your list. And if you want to, you can put some frozen ones in there as well. But I always recommend, people think of, what are the staples that we need, maybe some rice, maybe some potatoes. But first and foremost, before you forget them, make sure you have some fresh produce in there or frozen.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't often go to the market simply because it's not that convenient for me.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one in a town center where I live, but it's open, I think, only certain days of the week, only a few hours a day. So yeah, it's not that convenient. But
Mm-hmm.
I just do shopping in big stores. Um, And what I can suggest to people, what they need to put on the shopping list. When it comes to breakfast, I suggest this is what I'm suggesting: fruits and eggs.
Mm.
Eggs, it's quite a nice way kind of to start a day with the protein, and eggs
Mm-hmm.
are a very good, it's they're good breakfast.
I
They're
agree.
quite rich in protein and healthy fat. Or some people like making smoothies,
Mm-hmm.
and for that reason I suggest fruits,
Yes.
so they can make a fruit smoothie. So if you think of like a time of the day, we start with breakfast. So breakfast, I would say fruits and eggs.
Yes, I like that.
Lunch, I suggest fresh salad.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner, I suggest pizza meat or a fish with some fresh veggies.
Mm-hmm.
And the snack, my favorite, nuts or seeds.
Oh, yes.
And that's really uh, something that I include on my shopping list every week. And I suggest my clients as well to include those. And basically, that's very simple. I just mentioned a few things, which is fruits, eggs, fresh salad, meat or fish, veggies, and some nuts or seeds. That's
Yes.
about 6 or 7 items when you think
Yep.
about it.
Very simple.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and all these things that people often I've seen them often buying like all kind of sauces and all kind of boxes and jars
Mm-hmm.
and and frozen meals and all that.
Yes.
I don't include on my shopping list.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Those are the things to generally avoid. I mean, you can have a treat now and then, but it would be considered a treat, not something that's on your main list. And the
Mm.
main point is make sure you walk with a list when you're going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, rather than just getting attracted to whatever's on the shelf, whatever's on a pretty display this week. to catch your attention, it's best to really do prepare a list, literally, and take that with you so you have a guide that you stick with. So
I
that's
had a
also important.
I had a client once who did prepare the list. We actually prepared it together,
Right?
and she was ready to go, and she went to the shop, and when she got there, she remembered that she didn't bring her glasses, so she couldn't read the
Oh
list.
dear.
So yeah. So she just bought the stuff from the memory.
Well, hopefully she remembered most of what was on the list. But
So yeah,
yes,
people, please take glasses with you if you need them.
but that's something I worked through with clients as well. I had a client who settled on Sundays as his day to write his list, check what needed to be restocked, and write his list. So that became part of his regular routine. And so it became second nature because, after a while, that just becomes the day you do your planning for the week, and you know that you have everything organized and you go to the grocery store with exactly what you need in mind.
Yeah, yeah. And there are lots of people, especially families with small children, they find shopping very stressful.
Yes.
Because they go there and then they push trolley from one aisle to the other, from one side of the shop to the other. But if you just focus on like what I mentioned, just the 6 or 7 things, then it's very easy to do.
Yes.
Fruits, veg, salad, meat, fish, some nuts, and done. I mean, you
Yep.
can do shopping in 10 minutes.
Oh, yes.
You know, so it will also help with the stress level if you prepare yourself, and yeah, if you have everything written down, and yeah, and especially if you just focus on the healthy things, healthy food, then that's always, I think we discussed it that's always put in the first few aisles of the shop, so we don't even need to go further down.
Yes, that's so
Yeah,
true. Yes. So
yeah,
great tips.
yeah. So I hope that our listeners benefit from this, and yeah, they're gonna start implementing some ideas and changes in when they do shopping. And yeah, I hope this was helpful, because yeah, some of my clients always often struggle to do shopping list, and they find it stressful, and they don't know what to buy, and yes, but just thinking that you just need basically 6 or 7 different type of items. That's it sounds quite easy then to do shopping.
Oh, yes, it's true. Keeping it simple is very, very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So next week we are going to talk about the smart goals and well-being. And yeah, because lots of people heard of the smart goals, but they don't really know how to apply to well-being. So
Yes.
yeah, we'll have a discussion about that.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, see you next week.